The story of Apple Lisa, the computer that clicked into history. In the tech world, 1983 was like the teenage years of computing, awkward, exciting, and full of experimentation. On January 19, 1983, Apple released the Lisa computer, a machine that was destined to be remembered not just for what it was, but for what it represented. A groundbreaking yet hilariously flawed attempt at revolutionizing personal computing. Steve Jobs, Apple's fearless leader, was dreaming big, bigger than his turtleneck collection. He wanted a computer that was user-friendly, futuristic, and something that could make even technophobes swoon. Thus, Lisa was born, named allegedly after Jobs' own daughter, though he avoided admitting it for years. Talk about complicated family dynamics. Lisa wasn't just any computer. She was the first commercially available PC to feature a graphical user interface, GUI, and a mouse. Before Lisa, most computers required users to type endless lines of cryptic commands. But Lisa, she was all about click-and-drag simplicity. Apple marketed her as the future, a computer so intuitive that it felt like talking to a friend. A very expensive friend, that is. At a whopping $9,995, about $30,000 in today's money, Lisa wasn't just a computer, she was a status symbol. Owning a Lisa was like owning a private jet, only nerdier. Apple argued that she was worth every penny, thanks to her advanced features and sleek design. But to most people, Lisa's price tag was as user-unfriendly as her interface was supposed to be user-friendly. One of Lisa's most groundbreaking features was her mouse. Yes, a mouse! This was the first time people were introduced to the idea of holding a small, plastic device and rolling it around to control what happened on the screen. It was revolutionary and confusing. Wait, you want me to drag this thing to make a tiny arrow move? And what's this double-click nonsense? People were baffled, but slowly they began to realize that the mouse was the future. It was like teaching a caveman how to use a smartphone. Strange at first, but eventually life-changing. Lisa wasn't just hardware. She came equipped with a suite of programs that were revolutionary for the time. From Lisa Write to Lisa Draw, she was ready to tackle word processing, graphics, and even spreadsheets. This was not a machine for gaming or casual browsing. The internet wasn't even a thing yet. This was a machine for serious work. Apple envisioned Lisa as the executive assistant every office needed but couldn't afford. Unfortunately, Lisa's reign was short-lived. Despite her innovation, Lisa had a few glaring flaws. First, she was slow, like a tortoise trying to run a marathon. Booting her up took longer than some people's lunch breaks. Second, she wasn't exactly reliable. Crashes were common, and her software had more bugs than a summer picnic. And then there was the price. Lisa was marketed to businesses, but most businesses weren't willing to fork out the equivalent of a small car for a single computer. As impressive as Lisa was, she was simply too expensive for the average user and too temperamental for the corporate world. Just 1 year later, Apple released the Macintosh, Lisa's younger, cheaper, and cooler sibling. The Mac took everything Lisa had pioneered, GUI, mouse, and user-friendly design, and made it better and more affordable. Lisa was quickly overshadowed, and by 1986 she was discontinued. Although Lisa was a commercial failure, her influence on the tech industry was immense. She paved the way for graphical interfaces, inspired the Macintosh, and set the stage for the personal computing revolution. Today, Lisa is remembered as the computer that dared to dream big but tripped over its own ambitions. Lisa taught us that innovation doesn't always mean instant success. Sometimes being ahead of your time means you'll stumble. But without Lisa, we wouldn't have the sleek, intuitive technology we take for granted today. So here's to Lisa, the computer that clicked her way into tech history, even if it wasn't the smoothest ride.